In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the gardening supplies at the Dollar Tree. We're going to take a look at all the different things that they have and the best way to use them in your garden to save money. And if you've never been here before, my name is Marlene. Welcome to my home and garden channel. So the first thing that caught my eye over here were these coir basket liners, and you actually put these in your hanging baskets. These are for the smaller ones, and this is something you have to change from time to time, year after year, once the previous plants have grown out. So it's a pretty good buy. I didn't see the baskets themselves today, but it's good to get these and put them away because they do stay good for a while. And over here now we have some labels, which is really important. We always want to make sure we're labeling our things so we know what is where. And down here they had some little terracotta pots, to put your little seedlings in, or smaller plants. And they have holes in the bottom, so that's great. It's either a set of 2 for $1.25, the larger ones, or the smaller ones a set of 4 for $1.25. And I've always liked these. They don't have any holes in the bottom, but they're really nice for, like your smaller plants and your herbs, and you can put holes in the bottom of them. These ones at the top here, these are self-watering containers. You can see the little lip at the bottom there. And guys, this is not a sponsored video. It just happens to be one of the places that I go to take a look at gardening supplies. I'm not a huge fan of these gloves, to be honest, but everyone has their preference. And if you like these, then you can get them in different colors. Moving along, next we have the watering picks. And for these, like if you're going a little trip, maybe for the weekend, you just water your plant, stick one in there full of water, and it slowly releases and your plant is pretty much good to go. And these are the solar walkway lights. And at first I thought, where is the stake? I wasn't seeing it in the center. But if you look, you will see that they're actually under the bottom. So you can just pull it out and it will come out. And that's the part you're going to stick in the ground, and then you will mount it on top of it. So that was good to see. Over here now, these are the biodegradable little planting pots that you can use. So you just put what you're putting in there in the soil, and then it's going to stay, and just, after a while it fades out, and then no more transplant shock involved there. Over here, these are some seeds. They still had some seeds, which is good. Not as many as, typically earlier in the spring, but you can still plant some of these right now and they'll be good to go. But check the packet to see how long it takes a first bloom or harvest. Over here now, they have some solar lights. And these are like little sunflowers. So if you like that kind of a style, then this would work perfectly for you. And again, if you look, you'll see they have a little part that goes in the ground under the bottom. So always make sure you check for that. And over here, they had some welcome signs, different types to suit your fancy. Those have a little tinkling sound going on them. And another one over here, butterflies, if you like those. These little ones right here, a little bit more minimalistic if you like that. Or maybe you can paint them, with paint that's going to stick to that. And this one also says gardening over here, which you can also paint as well. So I thought that was very, very, for someone very creative. Over here now we have some the lantern types that you can put things in, to fill in the space. These are great for your front porch or back porch, depending on what you're doing. And I love using these because if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I like to do seasonal decorations of my porch, and I like using those. Over here, these are kind of like, like wind chimes. Whether you want like red, white, and blue, or you wanted the multicolor ones, they have different ones available for you here. And it was for $1.25 for each of those. And I thought this was nice. What a wonderful world. Very colorful, very playful. Little additions you can put to your garden, especially if you have like a whimsical type of garden, or you have little kids, that want to come and take a look at these. Live, love, garden. Couldn't say it any better. I think that's great. And these cute little guys over here, they caught my eye, little pot huggers. I think they're so cute. You just take them and hang them on the side of your container gardens, and they're so cute. So depending on what you like, they have something there for you. And my sister uses these time and time again, and I always like to see them. And these are some lanterns right here, and these are the ones that hang. You hang them on a pole or a post, so they will stay up that way for you. So it gives it that versatility. It doesn't have to sit on the ground. So that was quite cool to see. Moving along next, we have these little bags right here, and they're not paper. They're actually more like a canvas type bag, and they're pretty good, pretty good size. So maybe they can't take like heavy things in them, but like, you're harvesting, you have some light things like your greens, carrots, and stuff like that. You can always put them in there, or you can use them for other purposes too, taking a little harvest over to your neighbor or something like that. So I think they're really cute and stylish, and I'm trying to figure which one is the one I like the most. Maybe the black and white one, or perhaps the multicolor one. These ones over here now, I think these were a little more lightweight, to be honest. I'm not sure. It depends on what you're using them for, but I thought they were kind of lightweight. But you can tell me what you think if you've ever used any of these before. And for those who like little storybook decorations in their garden, little kids will like these, if that's what they're into. And they have so many choices here, different colors. And it just depends on, what kind of theme you're working with. But there's a lot of versatility with those there. Over here now they had some kneeling pads. And they are a little bit small in my opinion, but it's better than nothing at all. This is the other option right here, guys, where this one, you can use this one, it's wider, but it's not waterproof. You'll have to wash it. So, you have to decide, which is more advantageous for you. And I did go to 2 different stores, by the way. So, we put everything together. And over here we have these, a flower rocket. And this makes it very easy, especially if you're a new gardener. You just take out, it has a little filling in the center. You just stick it in your container garden and everything blooms out and it just looks really, really nice. So, for beginners, definitely a plus there. And they still have some seeds available, the wildflower seeds. And also the gladiolus bulbs are available here. I'll always say, though, just go in and take a look to make sure that they look nice and fresh before you choose them. And you can just, it has a see-through bag there so you can look and see what is going on inside there. And they normally give you 3 of these, so that's a pretty good buy. And I know people who have planted these and they've grown, so, it works. They had a little frisbee right there. And they also have a little squirter, that the kids can use to play around. When the summertime comes, it's kind of hot and all of that. So, that's going to help to cool them down and you'll have a great time, playing around in the garden. They also had a little bubbles right here. And I used to love playing with these when I was a little girl. Me and my sister, we would blow the bubbles all the time. And it was just so much fun in the summertime. So I thought I'd put these in here for you as well. And of course, the containers are different color, but the liquid inside is the same, clear. Moving along next, we have the stackable containers. And these are always good to have in your garden. Especially if you have, limited space. You can put like herbs in there, like smaller type plants in there, veggies and so on. And they work pretty well. And of course, you can mix and match your colors depending on how you want to stack them. Over here now they had some trowels, but these are pretty wide. I've never seen any like this before, so I'm guessing these are newer because I had never noticed them before. And they're a lot wider too, if you notice. They're, so they're going to take up more of the soil for you, which if that's what you're looking for, then that's definitely a plus. Maybe not best for bulb planting though, because you're kind of wide. And this is a little rake right here. So let's say you have container gardens or maybe like a raised bed, you can sit on the side and just rake your mulch and just, use it for different things. And it's pretty sturdy too, so that was good. And over here now they have the cultivators for a similar use, but on a lesser scale. You can also use this to scratch out weeds. Like if you have a little matting of weeds, you can use that to scratch them out. So it has multi-purposes. And again, more of these over here, the self-watering ones. It really helps you, you don't have to water your plants as much when you have these because that little part at the bottom holds moisture in there. And these are some bigger ones right here, these planters. I don't think there were any holes in the bottom as far as I can remember. So you would have to put holes in the bottom to make sure your plant's going to drain properly. And you have the cloches that kind of protect your plants in the colder months. And now we're going over to the plus section. These are some nice lanterns, which are great for your patio or porch. And you can see they have the little candle in there already. So they're pretty much good to go for use. And they have different colors. They have the black, the metallic, and the white. Very versatile. Over here again, they have the solar pathway light, and that was for $5. And I like the ones at the back, more modern farmhouse type look if that's what you're going for. And they had a welcome sign there that was for $5. And I thought that was very colorful, very, very pretty. So if that's what you're going for, then that would be perfect for you. And over here, this is another one here, $5. Very nice color. If you like blue, then that would definitely be for you. And over here now, more lights. These are the string lights, and it actually has 15 of them along on the string. And I think they look very stylish, when you hang them up, like maybe on your back patio, especially in the evenings, summer evenings, or, early fall. It looks so nice out there. So, this is a good, good one to get. And if you ever tried using these, let me know how it worked out for you in the comments. And if you're liking this video so far, be sure to give me a thumbs up. It sends a good message out so that others will be able to see it too. And these over here, these are some garden totes. And they seem fairly sturdy, little places to put your tools and all of that. So that's good. Over here now they had the little pruning saw, little miniature one. And this is what caught my eye because I'd never seen one of these before. I thought they were a little bit small, but it is a bird feeder / bird bath. Maybe not big enough for enough water to be in there, but certainly to put, like some bird seeds in there and they'll have a good old time. And what I like about it is that they actually have the stand in it. So, it's not just something to just figure what to do with it. You have the stand, you can put it on there, it'll stay in place, and then they can come. But you can see it's not very large, but it's still, a good size for food to be put on there, the bird seeds, and then for them to come and have it. And this is what it looks like, where you screw one part into the other, and it helps to support the bird bath itself for them. And I just wanted to take a moment to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you have never done so before. I do lots of gardening topics, tips, and tours, and I love exchanging ideas with fellow gardeners and also encouraging new gardeners as they journey along. So be sure to hit the notification bell twice so you don't miss the uploads. And this here, I think, was one of my favorites. This is a birdhouse. And I said, this one is coming home with me today. And it's the only one that was there too. So I said, there's no way I'm leaving this one because I don't know if they have more, if they're going to get, backfill on that or not. So I said, this is coming home with me. And typically the birds come more, to the birdhouses in the springtime, but it doesn't matter. I want to take it and put it out, when the time is right for me. But tell me what you think, if you would like one like this or not. And then over here now they have these little paddings for the outdoor chairs, like your patio chairs, which is really good because, they tend to break down after a while, the paddings that you put on them. So you can change these out, change colors depending on what you want. They look washable to me, so you can wash them if you need to. And that way it looks nice and tidy on your patio. You can see you have different colors available down there as well too. And those were for $3, it says. So I thought that, well, actually, I'm sorry, $5 is what it says that those are for. And since we're talking about being outdoors, like say you have extra people coming over and you have less seating available, these are very convenient. You just take them along with you. You can put them out there and you will have space for everyone and they can relax and have a good time enjoying the garden. A little more informal look, but it's really, really, convenient, I would say. And since we're outside, once again, bug zappers, you can see that there aren't that many left. I've used them before and they work pretty well. When those bugs start to come around you, just wave it around and it gets rid of them. So that's good. Over here now we have some more solar pathway lights. Different types are available here. And I like using these. They're not that bright, but they're bright enough to, put some illumination along, as you travel up to the door. And over here, these are some the little caps that go on top of the rails. So those are good for security reasons as well too. And these are some rubber mats, to put outside. So if somebody's coming with, their feet are dirty or whatever, they can just clean it on there at the back and they're good to go. So I hope that this gave you some great ideas, as you plan your summer garden. And bear in mind that when you're looking at these things, you want to check to make sure that they look good because it depends on the state they're in. They don't do returns, but they do exchanges. So you're not going to get your money back, but you can switch it out for something else. So try to make sure you look at the product that looks really good. So you're, good from the start, and that way you don't have to worry about coming into exchange. But if you change your mind, you do have the option to bring it in and switch it for something else. So thank you so much for watching. Happy gardening, and I do hope to see you in the next video.